Lucy's age 14. Family consists of 6 children, and Lucy is the second eldest of the bunch. Her maiden name is Pendleton. Her father is of immigrant descent and owns a small farm in Oklahoma. After her mother's death, when Lucy was just 12, a cloud of misfortune cast its shadow over the family. They discovered that the money they had borrowed in order to sustain their farm had been mafia money. And coupled with bad weather and the emotional wounds from his wife's death, Lucy's father slowly spiraled into a mire of debt. The mafia's policy is never to take something from a family that has only one possession. However, if the family is in possession of 2 or more things, the mafia will inevitably request one of those things. Will they take the land or the children? Lucy's father had to make a decision. If the mafia took their land, either way, the family would be scattered. But Lucy's father couldn't bear to give his eldest son away, and so the only alternative was to send his eldest daughter, Lucy, to pay off his debt, because she was the only other child old enough to work as a servant. It was after Lucy's father had made his decision that someone visited the farm. The man's name was Stephen Steele. Steele told Lucy's father,
"A few years ago, when I was in the deepest moments of despair, I was saved by your daughter's kind words, and I was able to stand on my own 2 feet again."
He also explained that he
wanted to repay his savior and repay the man who raised her.
But Lucy's father, after ushering the other children inside, told him it was too late, that Lucy was no longer there. Thus, he informed Steele of the situation. Though Steele was quite surprised by the situation, he recovered quickly.
"I beg of you, I would like to handle your debts and take care of them."
Always being respectful, Steele made his polite proposition.
"It's impossible. This isn't just a matter of money anymore. The Mafia have their own rules. And once they decide to take something, they will take it. It can't change anything anymore. I've already made my decision about my daughter."
Steele, after a few moments of consideration, quietly replied that the most important thing was Lucy's father's determination as a parent to save Lucy from this predicament. He explained that he knew a thing or two about how the Mafia operated, and so there was still time. All Lucy's father had to tell them was that Lucy was damaged goods, that Steele had already lawfully married her, and after that, he would handle the rest of the dealings with them.
"What did you say, you bastard? Trying to insult my family?"
Listen, open your eyes. What they want is her virginity. If you leave her like this, she'll be forced to live like a prostitute. Or even worse. When she sees that kind of hell, she won't even live to 25. I've always lived thinking only of myself. Those were unhappy times. It was your daughter who saved me from that unhappy life. I want to help your daughter. To repay her is imperative to me. Please, let me, Stephen Steele, look after your daughter for you.
You pervert. How the hell do you expect me to believe something like this?
Yes, no one will believe me, but everyone will believe you if you say that your daughter's damaged. The Mafia even more so.
And in this way, Lucy was saved by Stephen Steele, and she became Lucy Steele. And one day, Lucy told Stephen,
"I don't know why, but I remember very clearly that one time when I first met you, when I was young. You looked so miserable, but you had an innocent strength about you. As if you could pull a train with that strength, even with your skinny arms. That's why I talked to you. I don't mind, so if you'd like, only if you'd like though, please make me your real wife one day."
Listen, Lucy, you don't have to think about things like that, so never say something like that again. This is what I told your father, but I did say this all for myself. The one who really saved you was your father, and his determination as a parent to protect you. Do not forget that. I won't lay a finger on you. Not now, not ever. Don't worry. You should go to school, and one day you'll fall in love. And when you want to leave your house, you can do any time. But please, spare me the trouble of your future boyfriend being a Mafia member.
The two weren't lovers, nor were they parent and child, but neither were they merely friends or student and mentor. They'd formed an odd sense of trust between themselves. Stephen had a lot of love for Lucy, and Lucy deeply respected Stephen's fantastical yet stubborn determination, and Stephen was able to show his weaknesses only in front of Lucy. Lucy came to love those qualities about the aging Stephen, and once the steel ball run race started, she also began to worry about him deeply, as if she were his mother. Did you hear that, Gyro? He hasn't laid a finger on her. Can you believe that?
No fucking way, man. I mean, come on, look at Mr. Steele. He's a total pervert. Well, either way, their marriage is lawful. We don't have a right to judge.
There's something off about this race. I can sense something dark within the president. Even if they're both pursuing their goals, he's not like Stephen at all.
What is that sound? What are you looking at, Scarlet? Did something just fall on the floor?
He's going to find it! It's not there. The eye. The right eye that was in my pocket. It fell and rolled towards the door, but it's not there anymore? Where did it go? Did it roll underneath something? Or maybe under a rug? But I can see now that the door has a small space underneath. So it must have passed through that space to the other side. Then, if it rolled away, are there more corpse parts on the other side of the door? It could only mean that the eye responded to a much bigger part in this building.
I asked you what fell onto the ground, Scarlet. What were you doing while you were holding my face in place? Answer me. You were looking at that door, weren't you? Are you so intrigued by what could be behind that door, Scarlet?
The president, he can't possibly know my true identity. He can't be asking me these questions on purpose. Does he already know who I am? No, he can't. Not yet. If he did, then he would have taken the eye from me a long time ago. I have to make a decision. Oh my, is there something fantastic behind that door? Something so fantastic that you're hiding it from me? Let me see!
No, wait. Stop right there. You're acting cute. Please, don't think that I'm merely repeating myself. Your expressions today, they're expressions of an innocent, curious child. Adorable. Let me kiss you.
But may I ask you a question first?
If you're talking about what's beyond that door, there's nothing that'll interest you.
No, about the steel ball run race.
About the race? What of it?
If you ask me, this might be disrespectful to the participants, but this is just a racing game. Someone like you, the president of the country, why would you be so interested in something that's merely for sport? You've been following this race and traveling across the country since it started.
Didn't I explain that before? The whole country is watching this race. It's popular.
You've been away from the capital for 2 months. Is this race really so valuable?
A good question. Fine then. This is as good a time as any. When this race ends, I'll explain to you just what sort of things are possible on this earth. Suppose that you were sitting down at a table. The napkins are in front of you. Which napkin would you take? The one on your left, or the one on your right? The one on your left side, or the one on your right side?
Well, usually, I would take the one on my left.
That is correct too. But in a larger sense of society, that is wrong. Perhaps I could even substitute society with the universe.
The universe?
The correct answer is that it is determined by the one who takes his or her own napkin first. Yes? If the first one takes the napkin to the right, then there's no choice but for all the others to also take the right napkin. The same goes for the left. Everyone else will take the napkin to their left because they have no other option. This is society. Who were the ones who determined the price of land first? There must have been someone who determined the value of money first. Size of rails on a train track, magnitude of electricity, laws and regulations. Who was the first to determine these things? Did we all do it because this is a republic? Or was it arbitrary? No! The one who took the napkin first is the one who determined all of these things. The rules of this world are determined by the same principle as right or left. In a society like this table, in a state of equilibrium, once one makes the first move, everyone must follow. In every era, this world has been operating by this napkin principle. And the one who takes the napkin first must be someone who's respected by all. It's not that anyone can fulfill this role. Those that are despotic or unworthy will be scorned. Those are the losers. In the case of this table, the eldest or the master of the party will take the napkin first, because everyone respects those individuals. For example, if Jesus Christ were sitting at this table, no matter who you are, even if you're the Pope, you would have no choice but to take your napkin after Jesus Christ, yes?
Jesus Christ. What do you mean? What does that have to do with the race?
I'm talking hypothetically. Hypothetically. I'm trying to say that once this race ends, it'll mean the beginning of our rise to power. So, I will obtain that power, the object that all will pay their respects to. Something irrefutable, something immovable. That is true power. And those under this power's influence can only be allies. I will become the one that can take the napkin first. I, Funny Valentine, will be the one sitting at that table. What is it, Scarlet? That expression. It's adorable. I'm getting excited. Take your clothes off.
What?
I want you to leave the two of us alone for a while. I don't want any interruptions for the next 30 minutes. Do you want anything to drink? I can drink myself.
What did he say? Before he approached his guards, before he told them to stay away, before he closed the door, I have to get away from here! Is that good? Does he know about my identity? No, he couldn't have found out. He told me to take my clothes off. It can't be.
Scarlet, doesn't it excite you to be doing this on top of a table? To invite our guests? In the year 1776, the Declaration of Independence was created in this very building, perhaps in this very room. Does it excite you? This table has been here for at least 100 years. This is a privilege that only the First Lady would have. These wounds, usually they twinge, sting. These old scars that I got from being tortured during my days as a soldier. For some odd reason, they've just stopped hurting.
If I run away now, I'll find out my identity. But I have to get away. I have to get out of this room.
It must be because my body is yearning to create another life. Once I gain my true power, I will be in need of offspring. Power only thrives once it's been passed on. Do you want me to berate you the way you prefer it? Take off your clothes, Scarlet. Adorable. Simply adorable.
I can't do this. I'm at my limit. It was stupid of me to think that I could have done anything about the corpse. was powerless. I'm at my limit. Ah!
I thought so. My suspicions were confirmed. So the traitor was you all along. You look like my beautiful wife, but your real identity... That would bring up the question of where my real wife is, however. That is no longer my concern. For some reason, the two of us have never been blessed with a child. And right now, I've taken a great liking to you. You're... how should I say this? How should I describe this? In any case, I'm infatuated with you. You infatuate me. You're trying to bite your tongue off. I won't let you do that. All I want you to do is bear my child. You'll have to be the replacement for my wife.
No! Somebody! No!
What? That's... the skin. Your steels. Ah! Wait. You're Lucy Steele. What is your motive? Why would Steele's wife? Someone come.
President, as I thought, the president is a stand user and the devil!
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is on there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. All my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Country road.